From love, we see the rest of our story more clearly. To reach Aslan's country, we will have to sail to the edge of the world. Across the uncharted sea of beauty.
The voyage of the Dawn Treader. Edmund and Lucy are plunged back into Narnia, along with their deviant cousin Eustace through a painting of a ship on the wall. Once aboard the majestic ship, the Dawn Treader, they join their old friends Prince Caspian and Reepicheep on a fantastic voyage to the end of the world, where they experience the indescribable beauty of Aslan's country.
To fully experience nature's beauty requires total surrender. Shut your mouth and open your eyes and ears. This is one of the reasons I never learned to drive a car. My happiest hours in life were spent tramping through the countryside with old friends, then putting up in a small pub or inn.
This is the Trout Inn at Wolvercoat, which is actually a pub on the side of the River Thames.
Which was one of the places that Lewis and the Inklings liked to come as an alternative to the Eagle and Child. They loved it here because of the location by the river, and it was quiet, and the food was good and the beer was good.
Lewis would quite often have what they call a pint and a pie in here. That's a pint of beer in a jug, and the pie would have been a pork pie, which is cooked pork, wrapped up in pastry, eaten cold. Very, very enjoyable.
Lewis liked good eating, and this is why I think we enjoyed the Narnian stories.
Someone once said to me, "I know why you put over 90 references to food in Narnia. You asked yourself, how can I appeal to children? I know, the little blighters like good eating." The truth is, I myself enjoy good eating and drinking. In fact, the characters in Narnia do so much of my two favourite pastimes, eating and walking, some have dubbed them the Eat, Eat, Walk, Walk books.
There's a good deal of truth to that in the sense that they really are about journeying, and they are eating, and then they're walking, and in the middle of that, having all kinds of incredible experiences.
Lewis loved animals. He loved their company, and in one of his books, he gives them the wonderful description of our playfellows, servants, and jesters.
There were always pets around and animals around the kilns. There was usually a dog, and there were always cats around the place as well.
One of the fun things about Narnia is that the animals are not animals that are really humans. They think like an animal would. They just can talk.
His dogs, for instance, are really doggy. And his cats are very, very feline. And you feel like, he does know these animals.
We're now in the University Church of St Mary the Virgin. The church actually goes back to 1280, and it was one of the first university buildings. And this is where C.S. Lewis preached The Weight of Glory, 6th of June 1941. And a lot of that sermon was about beauty.
We don't want merely to see beauty. We want something else which can hardly be put into words. To be united with the beauty we see, to pass into it, to become part of it. At present, we're on the wrong side of the door. We discern the freshness and purity of morning, but they do not make us fresh and pure. But it will not always be so. Someday, God willing, we shall get in.
From Lewis's perspective, all our lives we are getting glimpses of glory. And these moments are really times that we are participating in what we might call the beautiful. The beautiful conversation, the beautiful moment in nature. And we realize, even if just for a second, that there is something greater than ourselves.
What I particularly liked about The Voyage of the Dawn Treader was the theme that people are not necessarily what they seem.
Our initial thought of beauty is to see beauty only as appearance, only as attractiveness. But appearances can so easily lead to vanity and pride. What Lewis saw is the greatest of all human faults.
Reepicheep is extremely small of stature and extremely huge of heart.
Eustace is this awful, bossy, smug, conceited little kid.
Reepicheep loved to sit on the bulwarks far forward, just beside the dragon's head. Anyway, as soon as Eustace saw that long tail hanging down, he thought it would be delightful to catch hold of it, swing Reepicheep round by it once or twice upside down, then run away and laugh. But the next thing Eustace knew was two agonizing jabs in his hand, and a horrid, long, bright, sharp thing was waving to and fro within an inch of his stomach.
Stop it! Put that thing away, it's not safe.
Why do you not draw your own sword, Poltroon?
I haven't got one, I'm a pacifist. I don't believe in fighting.
Do I understand that you do not intend to give me satisfaction?
If you don't know how to take a joke, I shan't bother my head about you.
Then take that, and that to teach you manners and respect due to a knight, and a mouse's tail.
Eustace has got to see who he is and how far he is from being truly beautiful. So Lewis has him turn into a dragon, and finally he comes to terms with his own ugliness, partly of scales, of appearance, but also his ugliness of soul. Only then does he want to change and turn into something more beautiful.
The beauty of Aslan's country will be like nothing we have ever experienced or imagined. We will drink it in and be thoroughly transformed.